Hi everyone, this is Dr. Subhashree. I am Assistant Professor in Department of Applied Psychology, Geetham University, Bangalore campus. Today we are going to discuss on stress. Stress, the word itself is a very stressful for someone. It can trigger a pressure in the people. Most of the people think stress means something that we can't deal with, something which is also useful for someone. So, first, let us understand what is stress. Biologically, stress is a response given by our body towards any threatening situation, just like fear. For example, in ancient time, we have no security systems like houses. People used to live in jungles or forests. So during that time, when a wild animal is going to attack us, the bodily response, immediate instant response that we have is to survive ourselves, just like jumping one side to another side. So it's an instant response that given by our body, which is also a part of stress. But nowadays we don't have such kind of threatening situations, right? But we create threatening situation. For example, our job timing, it will be like fixed one. Like for example, an ex-employee need to go to the job by 8 a.m. But when he starts at his home, he would be late by around 5 minutes. So he would be feeling that fear of, oh my god, what my boss is going to do in when I am going to be late. So this creates stress in them. So these are the threatening situations that a person perceive and it turns into stress. So stress is also determined by how you perceive it. If the same ex-employee thinks, okay, today I'm going to be late, I will apologize to my boss and say sorry to him or her, and next time I won't repeat it. I will try to go to office 5 minutes early than my scheduled time. So stress here in this particular situation, it will be reduced because it is also how you think about the particular situation. In this case, when he thinks that he will go late today, apologize to the boss, and then he will not repeat it, by this itself, his body response will be less. Or more or less, his bodily responses, such as more or less breathing speed, will be reduced. So, let's first understand what are the signs and symptoms of stress. Whenever a person is in stress, you can observe yourself when you are in stress, how you breathe. When a person is in stress, the breathing rate will be very much high. Similarly, our digestion will be very less and our bodily reactions will be very fast. So, our whole body will be responding towards active process. Heart rate will be very speed during stress. Similarly, sweat will be very high during stress. All this process, all these symptoms indicates that during stress your body is very active, but it continues for further or it continues for long duration. That leads to distress, and that is the cause for all of the health problems. So let's talk about the causes of stress. The primary causes of stress is the person itself, how especially the perception of the person, how a person perceives a situation. Generally, situation is not in the control of any individual, but we all think that we can control a situation. This is the major mistake that we all do. Generally, we can able to change ourselves according to the situation, but we cannot control a situation. For example, a death happens in a family and you feel very sad if at all your family member uh, is passed away. So during that time, it is very stressful, as some of the person who is very closest to your heart is no more. So that situation you cannot control, but you can try to cope up with that by remembering the person and the memories that you have spent with that person for your whole life. You can cherish the things that you had with that person during your lifetime. So there are multiple situations in our life which we cannot control, but people think that they can control. This is the one of the major perceptual error that leads to stress. Second major factor is there are situations that you can control, but since you feel that you have less abilities to control that particular situation, you are unable to do it. In a way, you miscalculate the abilities that you have already. So, this is another major reason to become stressed during that particular period. And the third major reason is not taking support from people. Usually, we feel that we are enough emotionally stable so that you don't have to depend on some other person for anything, nor emotional nor physical. For example, usually it happens in males compared to females. Males don't show their emotions to their beloveds or to anyone outside their family. They feel inferior if they show that they are weak in front of the other person. They generally don't share their emotions with their own ones. So, this is another major stressful factor, that everything that runs in their mind and they could not show it to others, since they feel if they show, they become weak. That's why another major factor behind stress is not taking the support of others, not sharing the things which are going on in your mind. These are the primary causes behind feeling stressful in various situations. And the effects of stress is like it will show in the body, because more or less when you are stressful state, your thought process will be very much fast, restlessness will be very high, your mind, what it thinks, what it feels, you don't know anything. In a way, your emotions and thoughts are fleeting like anyway. There is no directions for that. So you feel fatigue. In a way, you feel tired the whole day, even though you don't do anything. You feel you don't get sleep in the night. You don't feel relaxed, and more or less your heartbeat, your BP will be increasing a lot. These are the consequences of high stress in the life. So, guys, how you can manage this stress? The best method of managing stress is breathing process. How you control your breath determines your thought process. So, try to take as much deep breathing as possible, especially at the situation of or at the situation you feel that it is out of your control. Take at least 5 minutes of deep breathing. That can help you in relaxing your emotions. Second major technique is how you can see the situation and change your perception towards the situation. Any situation is good or bad determined by you. If you think that is bad for you and everything is going to be bad for you, it is definitely going to affect you and it will increase your stress. Try to think that right now the situation is there and you are going to handle it, either positive or negative, that is different, but you are going to handle it in some or the other way. And what is the last or least consequence of it, most best or recent consequence of that particular situation that you are going to face? Try to think in that direction rather than thinking that you are not able to handle this properly. What the least happens in that particular situation, think about it. This is another way to handle the stress. Third major way is to take support. Take help from the people whom you feel or you trust the most. Try to take advice from the experts of that particular field. If you don't know how to handle a task, if you don't know where to go to a direction, these experts can help you in finding your direction. So try to take as much support as possible. This can reduce your stress a lot. Even though you don't have to share everything with your partners or with your family members, but try to ventilate your emotions. Try to spend more time with your family so that you feel more relaxed with your family. So this is also a kind of support that you can take during stressful situations. Thank you.